Okay, so welcome. Thank you for coming out on what might be our first snowfall here in Columbia. My name's Mike Podgursky, and I'm on the board of the Show Me Institute, and I'm a retired professor collecting his DB annuity from MU, and I split my time between here and St. Louis University. So thank you for coming out. This is going to be a very interesting conversation. I like to say that economics is a dismal science, and we're really going to live up to that tonight. So let me start with an introduction to our two, the guys that are going to do most of the talking. So Andrew Biggs is a resident scholar at the American Enterprise Institute, where he studies Social Security reform, state and local pensions, public sector pay and benefits. Before joining AEI, Andrew was a principal deputy commissioner of the Social Security Administration, where he oversaw SSA's policy research efforts. He's published widely in academic publications, that's too far away to work, as well as daily newspapers such as the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, Washington Post. I see him all the time in the Wall Street Journal. He has testified before Congress on numerous occasions. In 2014, Institutional Investor magazine named him as one of the 40 most influential people in the retirement world. In 2016, he was appointed by President Obama to be a member of the Financial Control Board overseeing reforms to Puerto Rico's budget and the restructuring of the island's debts. Andrew holds a bachelor's degree from Queen's University in Belfast, Northern Ireland, a master's degree from Cambridge, and a PhD in economics from the London School of Economics. The other panelist is Chris Ray. Chris currently serves as the Deputy State Treasurer for the state of Missouri. He previously practiced law at Shook, Hardy, and Bacon in Kansas City, and before that he was a law clerk to the Honorable Dwayne Benton of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Eighth Circuit. Before attending law school at the University of Notre Dame, he practiced public accounting in Kansas City and St. Louis, and he's also served on the adjunct accounting faculty at the University of Notre Dame and Avila University. Now, before they're going to talk for a bit, and then we'll have plenty of time for questions and answers. But I thought they're going to be talking a lot about Missouri, but I thought I'd sort of warm the audience up here with some data in the national context. So here we go. So I have one of my students here who's seen two now who've seen these charts before. So I do a lot of work on teacher pension plans, and K-12 is about a half of state and local workers. And so this is a chart that's of the costs of retirement benefits. So this is pensions and Social Security. This is as a percent of salary, and this is data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is employer costs, so it doesn't count employee contributions. And this is when they first started breaking out public school teachers, which it's quarterly and started in 2004 and then up to June of 2018. The blue line are private sector managers, professionals, and technical workers. Again, private sector. So and most of those are in 401ks, 403bs, and so on. And you can see that contribution rate has been relatively flat, or that employer contribution rate. The upper line is public school teachers, not private, it's public. And you can see how they've diverged. So the cost in 2004, it was about, and again, this is averaged over the whole country, 11.9% of salaries, and now it's doubled up to 22.6%. Okay, so these costs have really been rising, and the driver of that is not that the benefits have gotten more generous over this period, but in fact it's paying down unfunded liabilities. That's the overwhelming driver here. Now this, of course, translates over into costs for schools. So this chart here, oh, and by the way, this is from a colleague of mine. You can send me an email and I'll send you slides. Bob Costrell at the University of Arkansas. Again, based on Labor Department data. So at the beginning of this period in '04, this cost on a per student basis was $535, or about 4.8% of per pupil operating expenditures. By 2018, that had, again, doubled to 10.6% of per pupil expenditures, or $1,300. So again, these pension costs, and this, by the way, doesn't count Social Security. This is just pensions, and it doesn't count retiree health insurance either, or OPEBs, as some of you insiders would recognize. It's just pension costs. So again, these costs have put stress on school budgets, unquestionably. And a final chart, and this is this is the kind of thing economists love. Now, and they'll get to it. He said he was going to riff off of my chart. But in fact, Andrew tweeted this chart out, and I saw it. I said, "Oh wow, I got to use this." Okay, so what is it? This is 92 up to 2018. The upper line is kind of smooth and orange, is the assumed rate of return, so this percentage on the vertical axis. The assumed rate of return in the median pension plan, so this is all state and local plans in this universe of plans, so it's all the big plans across the states. And you can see that at the beginning of the period it started at 8%, and it's come down a little, okay? The lower line is the rate of return on a 30-year Treasury bill. Now, you can see that at the beginning of this period, they were pretty close. And at the end of the period, they diverged a lot. Now, what does that mean? Well, the simple thing that economists would do would look at that and just pencil in risk, okay? So we've seen a dramatic spread between what would be essentially, if you had a liability 30 years from now, the risk-free way to pay for that, and what you've actually promised. So this, well, I'll let our speakers talk more about this, but like I said, I just wanted to warm you up or cool you down, whichever way you want to think about that. So without further ado, let's go in order here. We'll invite Andrew up here first.